Okay, so I watched Full Metal Jacket for the first time last night, and I do have some things to say about it. So, this is the fourth Stanley Kubrick movie I have watched. I first watched A Clockwork Orange in 2013 when I was 16, then The Shining, then 2001. I have not seen Eyes Wide Shut, and to my knowledge, I do not know of any other Stanley Kubrick movies besides this one. And let's see, this was a really good movie. It was a very intense movie, emotionally intense. You could really see just the pure hell that this sergeant was just pouring on these helpless soldiers in training. I mean, they probably signed up for this program because they wanted to become a soldier, but they didn't realize just how heavy-handed and how just batshit intense the training is, and basically to the point where they harden them so much that some of them can't take it anymore and they snap. Basically all the dialogue in this movie up to like the 40-minute mark is just nothing but shouting. It's, "Sir, I don't believe you, it's not bullshit, sir." And it's just, this tension just rises and rises and rises throughout the first 40 minutes of this film, until it's focused on this one soldier who's a bit fatter than the rest of them, not as strong, and the training really gets to him mentally, and it really starts to like eat away at him. And then there's the incident where the entire squad punish him, probably under the command of the sergeant, where they just whack him with. And then, of course, we get to the bathroom scene, where it is revealed just how traumatized Joker is from his horrible experience at this camp, to the point where it makes him, he calls himself Full Metal Jacket, which is what the title of the new movie is named after, and I can suggest that Full Metal Jacket means you've basically become fearless, you've become this ruthless, almost like unfazed, sociopathic killing machine, which is, funnily enough, which is exactly what they were trained to do in the movie. And then the sergeant comes up and he says, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And he shoots him, he kills him for real. And you can see from that point on, I forget the main character's name, the one who is focused on in the rest of the movie. You can see that throughout the rest of the movie and the events that follows, he has not forgotten that experience. That he basically looks at the war people around him and makes sure that they do not go down the same path of what he saw, of what unfolded in that bathroom where he shot the sergeant and committed suicide. You can see that in his eyes throughout the entire movie, that he will not become like the sergeant that he was trained by. He will become different. He'll be a better version of what he was trying to create. I mean, he's wearing a peace sign, he's being more easygoing, trying to be more realistic about what's actually going on, instead of this, this image that this sergeant was trying to brainwash into the minds of these innocent young men. Just have to excuse that noise. Nothing I can do about that. But anyway, the direction of the film itself is breathtaking. It is, of course, it's a Stanley Kubrick movie, so you're gonna expect top-notch, 10 out of 10 direction in these movies, because since he made so few movies, every movie that he made has this perfectionist style of craft that it's just like so OCD of like where everything is meant to go and where everything's meant to move, and the way the camera moves, and it's 100% Stanley Kubrick. It's like A Clockwork Orange, basically, sort of, except it's for war. And the movie is hard to take at some points. It can be quite arresting, and there are some sequences, as I said before, that are a bit disturbing and a bit confronting, but it is overall a very, very well-made movie, and I'm going to give it a perfect 10 out of 10. It is one of those movies. one of those movies that you watch for the first time and said, yep, this is a masterpiece, because it is. It's Full Metal Jacket, and it was Stanley Kubrick's final film before Eyes Wide Shut, which I haven't seen. I don't really know what was the deal with that movie. It's like a romance movie or something. But this was awesome. This was an awesome movie, and probably Stanley Kubrick's, probably my third best, behind Shining, Clockwork Orange, and 2001, in the receding order. So A Clockwork Orange is still my favourite Kubrick film, followed by The Shining and 2001. 2001 is great. It's very slow. 2001 is very slow. You have to have the patience of a monk to watch that movie in one sitting without even going up to go to the toilet. But anyway, great movie. I'll watch it again and again. 10 out of 10. See it if you haven't seen it already, but only if you're over 18.